So hi everyone, hi Amit.
Hello.
I'm very thankful and happy that today I can have this nice interview of a successful entrepreneur from Singapore. But tell me, Amit, this is your first time in Latvia, and
Yep.
how do you feel here, and what are the most beautiful things you found out about Latvia or Latvians?
So I came here from Lithuania. I was in Poland, like I told you, for a wedding, and then I decided to explore the Baltics. I had no expectations actually. Like I had no idea how these countries would be. All I knew was, all these countries are ex-Soviet and part of the USSR, and they have been independent for a few years and very small, like population of less than 3 million. But Latvia, especially, when I came in, what I found was people are uh, on the surface, like we talked about, they might not be that friendly, but I feel they're genuinely very, very nice people.
Mm-hmm.
Like I did not feel unsafe anywhere, and I did not feel any hostility anywhere, which frankly, like I have traveled in many countries and you meet all different kinds of people.
Yes.
But in the Baltics and in Latvia, I just felt that everybody is kinda nice, and friendly.
Yeah, that's true, and that's nice to hear from you because you're here for the first time.
Hmm.
But if you talk about your business, can you tell like how many years you are doing your own business, your company, and how did you start, and maybe why did you start?
Okay. So before that, I mean, about Latvia, I think it's also a very beautiful country. Like we are here in Sigulda right now, and it's so green. Like I'm surprised how green it is. It's just greenery everywhere. The cave is not that impressive, but the greenery is.
So I saw that you are so excited about the flowers, about the trees,
about the trees.
So it might be very different from the place you are
in
coming
Singapore,
from.
it is quite green as well, but it's a different kind of feeling here because it's not so hot and you can actually enjoy it. So yeah, very, very beautiful country. The Baltic Sea is also very nice. I went to Urmala, and it's just you have everything here. You have nice people, you have good food, and you have really nice nature. So it's very nice.
Nice that you appreciate that.
Yeah. So answering your second question,
Yes.
like how did I get into business and how did I start? So I had like a full-time job, and I
You
always,
worked in a bank.
I worked in a
before.
bank before, like a British bank, and I was looking to start my own business because I wanted to be sort of independent in a way. Like I did not like the whole structure of 9 to 6, and there's a lot of politics that comes along with working in a company and all of that. So I was like
wanted to feel more free.
I
And
wanted to feel more
do your
free,
things on your own.
and I wanted to if I take some action, there's a result, there's an output, and I'm responsible for it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do that, and that's how I started slowly. So I started exploring while I still had a job, and I wanted to do e-commerce because it was kind of sort of easier to start. So that's how it kind of started. I started small, and when I felt that okay, I could do this, then I quit my job and did this full time.
How many years?
I
ago
quit my
it
job
started?
in 2008, so it has been 14 years. It's coming to 14 years now.
So I have to ask you this question: do you regret that you quit your job and started your own business?
Absolutely not. I think that was like the best decision I ever made. Of course there are challenges to own a business, and it's not easy at times, but I don't regret it because it did give me a lot of freedom, a lot of opportunities. I could choose what I want to do, and also financially, since the business, once the business kind of picked up, it also helped quite a bit, and it's nice to be sort of master of your own destiny, and make the decisions yourself rather than depending on other people. And again, I'm not saying that people who have jobs are any less or anything. It's just different for different people. For me, for my personality, I think being separate, being an entrepreneur was what suited me. Whereas for some people, I have friends who have jobs and they're very happy doing that, and there's nothing wrong with that, obviously.
That depends on the person.
Depends on the person and what they want.
But you have to be brave, to make the first step.
I think, I guess you have to, take some risk, but to be honest, I think the risk is, again, this is my own experience. It wasn't that much of a risk because I could always, if it didn't work out, could always get a job again. Like I had a bit of experience. I was young, so I didn't have like a family or whatever. So it was a risk in some ways, but and I was living in Singapore, so it wasn't. Nothing really bad would happen if the business did not work out. So the worst thing is I would have to get another job, and even though it is a risk, but actually looking at it, I don't think it was that much of a risk.
But in how many countries do you have your customers?
Our customers, we have all over the world, like more than, we have shipped our products to, I would say, more than 100 countries by now.
So it's a lot?
Yeah, it's a lot, but again, that's over the years.
Yeah.
That's we have served customers from all kinds of places.
So and now can we talk about my favorite thing about the communication? So
sure.
I saw also you have a nice web page. It's very easy to find the things, to understand things. But how important the communication basically is in the business? Like face to face or in digital communication, how important is the communication?
I think it is extremely important. Not just like so as a company, so there's different kinds of communication. Like communication with the customers is one thing. Communication within the company, within the teams is another thing.
Yes.
Communication about the company to other businesses is a third thing. So I think we as human beings, we are social animals, and we work together. That's why we are so successful as a species. But all that is built on communication. So I think it is paramount importance. So when it comes to customers, like we have a customer service team, and customers ask questions, and we make sure that
So you have some basic rules how you have the employees have to communicate with the customers, or to communicate outside or inside. Yes, you have some strategy. Or kind of some rules or vision.
So I wouldn't say we have like hard and fast rules as such, but what I try to do is incorporate that in the culture of the company itself. So the kind of people who work for customer service, and we have so for example we have certain templates of how we should respond to customers and how we should address. Our policies are also customer centric, and the way we phrase things to the customer. We also try to be as polite and as understanding as possible, because sometimes as with any business there are problems. Sometimes like, we have customers who are angry, but the difference is like how you address that, how you communicate with the customer. Sometimes the issue is not that the biggest thing, how you communicate with the customer. If you communicate in two different ways, the issue can be the same, but the output, the result can be two very different depending on how you communicate with the customer.
So that's very important, as I hear from you, and I agree.
Absolutely.
I agree with that. Sometimes it can save the problem or make it even bigger.
Yes, that can happen as well. And then the other aspect is communication within the team. That is also important. So we use some tools, we have meetings. We encourage open communication between ourselves as well, because not communicating is just inefficient, I think. I think it's very, very important.
And I know that in your company you are also like social responsible company. You have some people with different people are working there. So I know that there are some people with some small special needs also in your company. Like why your company? Why you take those kind of people for a job? Why it's important for you?
So we have some hearing impaired people who cannot hear. So it's actually both ways in a way. Like it is like a socially responsible thing that we are trying to do, but at the same time we also feel that if we work well with people with physical disabilities, they are very good employees. They are loyal and they appreciate, and so we are quite happy as a company. Actually, I'm quite happy that I made that decision. It was an experiment at the start. We didn't know how it would work, but then we started and we hired one person and it worked quite well. But again, the communication there is a little bit of a challenge because we cannot speak with them.
Yes.
So we have to, we use chatting or typing to communicate with them.
Yeah, you have to use some different communication, I agree. But in the end, I'm so happy to hear that you're saying that you are happy that you made this decision.
Yes.
Because, and also in Latvia where like a lot of companies are doing that even more and more. And some people are scared or they don't know like what will happen and like this. So it's nice that you have this experience and you are sharing that, because it's like, I know that, but and you know that, but many people don't know what's that. So that's very nice and also easy, and that's making a lot of families and people more happy.
Yeah, and to the companies who are skeptical, I would just tell them, just try it out. It's
it's nice.
It's nice. Yeah, it will work out. It works out for both, for the company and for the employees as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, and now I would like that you tell some words about your volunteering job in Singapore. That is very, very nice, like what you are doing, because when you are young, you have so many questions, and it's very important that there is somebody next to you who is more experienced and who really wants to help you.
I'm a volunteer at the community center in Singapore. Community center is where each locality has a community center where they have some activities and some organizations. So I volunteer with one of the organizations which kind of caters towards more the Indian population, Indian residents in that locality. I've been doing it for almost 7-8 years now, and we organize festivals. Sometimes we organize distribution of daily necessity items to lower income families. So that's what we did last year. Sometimes we organize some fun festivals for the community and students and everything. So it's a lot of fun to do that, and it's very good to be connected with the community as well. One of the things we are doing end of this month is we are organizing sort of like motivational talks for students and parents. So in Singapore it's a very stressful society for students, especially because there's a lot of pressure on them to perform well and do well in studies. So we decided to kind of get a speaker to tell them how to handle stress, and
that's very useful, I guess, in nowadays.
And for parents as well. So there's going to be a talk for parents. So we do these kind of things, and I help organize that.
That's very nice that you mentioned that you are doing that for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah.
So it's long term. It's very nice. So and I believe with beautiful results. And in the end, I would like to ask you what would be the words what you would tell to the people who want to start their own business, but they are maybe scared or they don't know how to do or what to do.
So I wouldn't say, you hear a lot of motivational speakers saying, oh, you should do it and you should follow your dreams, and I wouldn't say that, to be honest. I think it's always a risk. It's always a calculated risk, and so I think I would say just figure out what you really want. Do you really want to start a business, or is that something that you think is a cool thing to do, or everybody is saying they should start a business? If you really think you want to start a business, then if that's what you really want, then I think not doing that is more of a risk.
I agree with you.
To be honest. So I think if that's what you really want,
if you really found that,
if you really enjoy, if that's what your passion is, then not doing that is actually more of a risk than doing it. So it's an easy choice in that case. Just go ahead and try, and if you fail, that's okay. There's no such thing as failure. You just learn and experience, and you can do it the next time. Or you might decide, okay, this is not for me, I want to get a job, and that's okay too.
Just take it easy, right?
Just take it easy. Just figure out what you want, and if that's what you want, then do it.
Okay, and now what you wish to all Latvians who are listening this nice interview and video of us?
So like I said, your first question was, how do I find Latvia? So it's a very beautiful country, very nice people. What I would wish for Latvia is to be more of an economic powerhouse of the region. I think I see a lot of potential in the workforce here, in the people. So I think there is, there's a lot of scope for more development, and because it is quite important for a country to be economically advanced as well.
Yeah.
Because it just makes people's lives easier,
Yes.
and
Everything
so
just grow up.
everything
on the
just
time.
grow up. So I would that's what I would wish. But when you're doing that, don't lose your friendly nature and your warm your humanity.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's also
That is-
the same important.
yeah, that is also. And so I do hope that you guys stay safe with
Uh-huh.
with what's happening in the region.
Yeah.
That's something that I would wish as well. Yeah. It's a beautiful country, and I would like it to be to remain so.
Thank you so much for the interview.
Oh, you're welcome.